So I sat down to watch the Genshin 5.8 livestream as I usually do, and this time I don't know why, but after playing through 5.7, I was actually quite optimistic. I was looking forward to this update, I'm gonna be so honest, bro. It is the yearly summer event. It is usually a paradise for more casual players like me, and I love a happy, straightforward update. And for a lot of it, the livestream delivered on that feeling. The new resort area looks incredible, the event seemed genuinely fun, and it's undeniable that this is a very stacked patch in terms of content. After my stream ended, I looked around online and the reaction was pretty much what you would expect. A lot of hype. People are excited for the events, for the new area, for everything there is to do. But as I was watching those reactions, I can't help but notice something. Almost none of them were calling out some of the more blatant negatives that this patch introduced, the things that are hidden behind all of the pretty scenery and fun mini-games. And that is what we're going to talk about today, because behind the stacked content, there are a few decisions that feel like a significant and frankly, a worrying step in the wrong direction for the game. Let's get into it. So let's start with the most immediate part of the live stream, the new character, Ineffa. Now, looking at her design, there is a feeling that something is missing. It is not about whether you personally like it or not, okay? You can enjoy the character all you want, but it's about the standard it is being held to. We're in an era with some truly incredible examples of robotic or artificial characters in our media. Think of 2B from Nier Automata, or Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners, or even Vivi from the anime Vivi. These are characters with designs that are memorable, distinct, and highly detailed. They set a very high bar. So when a design like Ineffa here is presented as a premium character, you have to ask, what was the standard being aimed for here? There seems to be a disconnect between the standards players have come to expect and what was ultimately delivered. But a static design is one thing. How a character moves is another. And this is where the questions really start to build. Her attack animations, they feel like they belong to a 4-star character. And to be clear, this is not an insult to 4 stars, okay? It just means there's a certain level of quality, a weight and complexity and flair that you expect from a premium 5-star unit. It is that signature quality that makes them feel special. And with Ineffa, it feels absent. This feeling was made even more confusing during the live stream when a comparison was drawn to another character, 𝗖cie. And to anyone who has 𝗖cie knows that his design and animations are widely considered to be peak quality for this game. To put Ineffa in that same category, it is almost insulting. I said it. I said it. It feels like a fundamental misunderstanding of what the community actually values in a character's presentation. The two are not even close. And I was genuinely shocked when I saw people in the chat confirming that she was, in fact, a 5-star. And that brings us to the real question of this part. Looking at her purely at face value, right? Her art, her model, her animations. How does this character justify her 5-star rarity? The answer, it seems, has nothing to do with how she looks and everything to do with what she does. So let's talk about what she does, right? Ineffa introduces a new mechanic to the game called Lunar Charge Reaction. Now, what is a Lunar Charge? Well, it is not exactly a brand new elemental reaction built from scratch. Instead, it is a powerful enhanced version of an existing reaction that most players already know. Electro Charge. That is the one you get when you hit an enemy with Hydro and Electro at about the same time. But this new version, Lunar Charge, is a major upgrade. And for one, this is one of the most important parts, it can land crits. This means it can do massive bonus damage, something the normal Electro Charge reaction cannot do at all. On top of that, its damage scales with the stats of all the party members who helped to create it. Their attack, their crit rate, their crit damage, their elemental mastery. It is a straight up undeniably better version of the old reaction. A buff to an underused and relatively weak reaction like Electro Charge sounds great on paper until you find out how you get it. You can only trigger this new and improved reaction if, and only if, Ineffa is in your party. Wow! And this is the central issue here, guys. This is not just a new character with a unique skill. This is a pay-gated buff. They have taken a system-wide mechanic that has existed for years, created a clearly superior version of it, and then locked that improvement behind not a 4-star, a 5-star gacha pull. It is a new level of monetization that frankly feels so shameless. And we know they can handle this differently, right? Because we have seen them do it before. Let's go back to 3.0. Back when Dendro was introduced, that was a massive game-changing update, right? The first 5-star Dendro character was 𝗖ście. Yes, a 5-star. But he was released alongside 𝗖cie, a 4-star Dendro character who was given to all of the players for free. And you can also use the Dendro Traveler for free. And the Dendro Traveler was actually good too. This meant every single player, whether you spent money on it or not, could immediately experience and learn the new mechanics. The core system update was for everyone. What we are seeing now with Ineffa is the complete opposite of that philosophy. philosophy? Why was the decision made to monetize a system level buff instead of just improving a weak reaction for the entire player base?
Money!
And when you try to answer that question, you start to see a pattern emerge. It is a bit cynical, but the logic is straightforward. You take a character whose art and animations feel, let's say, uninspired, low quality. That was the first segment of our discussion, right? And then you give that same character an exclusive, powerful mechanic, power creep, that directly buffs a core part of the combat system. And when you put those things together, you arrive at a worrying conclusion. It suggests the discovery of a new formula for selling characters. And that formula is power creep can substitute for quality. What that means is a character doesn't have to look good, their animations don't have to be top tier, their story doesn't have to be perfect, they don't have to make sense even. As long as they offer a significant exclusive advantage in gameplay, a better version of a mechanic that everyone else has, they will sell. The mechanical need will override the lack of artistic quality. And you have to wonder if this is intentional, if this is some kind of limit testing. Basically, the company might be trying to find the line. They could be testing to see exactly how far they can push things, how much the quality of a character can be reduced while still bringing in the same amount of money just because a new powerful mechanic is tied to them. And honestly, I don't know what that says more about the company for trying it or the players if it actually works. It is a really worrying precedent for the future of the game's design. Hey, you never know, let's get a global passive going here, huh? Anyways, all of this is what makes the other half of this live stream so strange, because after all that, after the questionable character design, the pay-gated mechanics, they showed us the new event area and it looks absolutely phenomenal. It looks so good. The art direction is beautiful, the events look genuinely fun, and the fact that it is a permanent addition to the map is huge. Undeniable win for the game. It is important to acknowledge that, to be able to look at the bad practices we just discussed and also see that the team is still capable of producing content that looks this good. But there is a layer of irony here that longtime players will immediately recognize. I mean, for years, Natlan has built up the lore as the nation of war, a place of conflict, intensity, maybe even suffering. And our grand introduction is a fun, colorful Mickey Mouse Funhouse style. And the thing is, I think most of the community is way past the point of coping with this. We are no longer trying to force it to make sense, saying, oh, maybe the war is why they need a vacation. There is just a kind of cynical acceptance now. I mean, let's just forget about the nation of war, right? We'll take the fun looking content for what it is and be genuinely hyped for it. And I think that is the strange duality we're talking about. The hyped up part for this patch is real. The content looks good, and that genuine excitement is exactly what makes the frustration with things like Ineffa and the pay-gated buffs so much more pronounced, because it proves they know how to make something phenomenal. And that really is the core conflict of this entire patch, isn't it? On one hand, you have the team that designed a new expansion, a beautiful permanent new area with events that look genuinely fun, content that shows incredible artistic talent, and a clear understanding of what makes this game's world so special. And on the other hand, you have the decisions that led to Ineffa, a premium character with a questionable design. Let's be honest here, budget animations, and whose primary value is a powerful system buff that has been locked behind a paywall. It feels like a house divided. It's like there is a team of incredibly talented artists, world builders, and event designers whose excellent work is being used to soften the blow for what feels like an increasingly aggressive and mechanics-driven monetization strategy from another department entirely. The good content makes the bad decisions easier to swallow. And that is the central conflict that I think I'm feeling right now. So I will leave you with this question. Where do you draw the line between a new character-specific mechanic and a system-level buff that has been locked behind a paywall? Let me know your thoughts below, but thanks for watching. And that is all from me, 𝗖cie𝗽𝘆𝗶𝗵𝘁, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!
Driver boss!